Hey guys! A while ago, I put out a poll on Twitter asking you guys what you wanted my next video to be. Surprisingly, talking about a topic won out. I didn't really know what to talk about at first, and the more I thought about it, the more I wanted to talk about anime, games, and comic book characters. Which, by the way guys, if you really want to see my geeky side, just let me know in the comments below. I don't mind. But after thinking about it, I thought I would give my thoughts on a topic that I was hesitant to talk about before, and that topic is fat acceptance. Now there is something that I need to do before we start, because if I don't, I'm more than likely to be accused of thin privilege, thin splaining, or not knowing what I'm talking about. This is me. I'm not thin, I'm fat, I'm overweight. I'm sorry to all those that I have blinded, or worse. We shall now remove this picture so that it can burn in the fires of Tartarus and never see the light of day again. So for those that don't know, what is the fat acceptance movement? If we were to look at what the movement says, fat acceptance movement aims to tackle such things as fat phobia, discrimination against fat people, and also looking into how fat people are treated in the mass media and society in general. In my opinion, the fat acceptance movement is more about glorifying fatness. Yeah, I don't really like the fat acceptance movement. My main problem with the movement stems from two things. One, the mantra of healthy at any size, and the hypocrisy of the movement. For example, they say they're trying to tackle discrimination against larger people while shaming thin people. First, let's look at the mantra, healthy at any size. It's simply not true. Whether you be underweight or overweight, you're more at risk of certain illnesses because you are putting strain on your body. Diabetes, respiratory issues, heart disease, and some cancers. These are just the big ones. This then does bring up the issue of what is healthy for the individual. Well, in my mind, you need to do what is healthy for you. What I mean by this is whether you need to lose weight or put on weight, eat less or eat more, or just eat right and move more. Being healthy for you is listening to your body and seeing what it needs. But you can't ignore that if you are a certain size, you are more at risk of certain illnesses. Believe me, I know that hearing this is like being beaten over the head with a wooden plank. It's something you hear 1,000 times, but just because we hear it over and over again doesn't make it any less true. Now looking into the hypocrisy of some of the people within the fat acceptance movement, there have been instances of people who hold the fat acceptance belief where they have shamed people who have either lost weight for health reasons or thin people who don't agree with them.
Is your life better? Are you happier? Is everything better now that you're slightly smaller than you were before? I mean, I think one of the things
let's get an answer to the question. Are you?
Absolutely. And I'm not a little bit smaller, I'm a lot smaller. And I did do research into everything. I can still have kids, and that may not have happened if I had stayed the size I was. Like, my question to you is, can you honestly say that you are 100% happy and healthy? Like, you have no medical conditions whatsoever, you have no problems at all with your health?
I think it's really interesting that I feel like I need to justify my existence in this room.
No, but
right
hang on a
now.
minute. You asked her to justify her decision.
I
and
asked
she's
her if she was
asking...
happy. I didn't ask her to justify what her health issues now, or if there is any.
Transform my body. And then some of my fans turned on me. They started sending me hate mail. I got shamed for losing weight. No longer was I relatable. I sold out to the plus size communities. I'm never gonna forget that one said, "You no longer inspire me. Please do us all a favor. Just kill yourself."
The way they do this is by saying that these people are perpetuating the societal beauty standard. They blame industries like the dieting industry and the fashion and beauty industries, saying that they perpetuate the ideal body type and push them into the mainstream media. The thing is that these sorts of ideals have been around for years. It's nothing new. The ancient Greek Olympian men would try to build their bodies to match that of some statues, so in a sense a societal beauty standard. There is nothing wrong with having an ideal. It's what can drive people forward or make them knuckle down in certain areas of life. It's a balancing act. The best thing to do is to teach children to try and be healthy. We shouldn't try to change society to fit the wants of larger people. Also, can I bring up a random thought? If we have this fat acceptance movement, why do we not have an anorexic acceptance movement? Just to bring up the topic of fat shaming, do I think that fat shaming works? Well, it depends on what you call fat shaming. I don't think a friend, a family member or your doctor suggesting for you to lose weight for health reasons is fat shaming. I think that fat shaming is when someone is trying to make a deliberate effort to literally shame and degrade you for being the size that you are. Now, as to my answer on whether it works, for some people it might work and for others it won't. What I think needs to happen is we need to start encouraging children to get up off the couch and play outside, to join after school clubs, something that gets them moving, encourage them to make healthier choices in life. Does this mean I don't understand where the fat acceptance movement or even the body positivity movement came from? No, I do understand, and it's partly the reason why I was so hesitant to talk about this topic, because it's so close to me and other people I know. I understand what many of these people are talking about when they describe their experiences. Having people yell at you from across the street, getting bullied because of your size, having trouble in romance, hearing the whispers from people behind you, having remarks thrown your way in terms of what you eat, or receiving a certain look from someone that can make you feel so small. I've been there, done that, and gotten the XL t-shirt. In my case, I've learned to laugh it off, ignore it, and in some cases make jokes about my own body and looks. There is a reason I call myself the ugly mug after all. I don't think ignoring the health complications that can come with being a certain size will help though, and I think that anyone who wants to try and lose weight for their own health is something that should be praised. Well guys, I hope I made sense in that rambly video. I do have other thoughts on this, so maybe some food for thought in future videos. Maybe. Let me know if you like this sort of video and if you want me to talk about other topics in the future. But that's the end of the video. Give it a thumbs up if you like it, subscribe to my channel for more content. And if you want to support me further, you can donate to my Patreon and help me buy my one meal a day. See you in the next video, guys!